Today we are in Istanbul, Turkey.
Join us as we squeeze the day exploring this historic city. We want to show you around the city a little bit, and to do that, we're going to be taking the world's second oldest subway tunnel. This is a short 5-minute ride, and it will take you either uphill or downhill depending upon where you want to go. We're getting off at Istiklal Street. Here you're going to find a very popular tourist area. This is a popular area to walk around. We had a lot of fun doing that. We were just relaxing, enjoying the sights, spending some time with the tourists, and even found a poem written in shadow on the sidewalk. We didn't know what everything was all the time, but there was plenty of food and plenty of shopping, so we weren't bored. However, there was one thing that we really wanted to see, and we hadn't quite seen it yet, so we figured we'd be able to see it up here, and after a little bit of searching, we did find it. Check it out, an ice cream show. After a little bit of exploring around up here, we decided it was time to head over to the Galata Tower. The reason we wanted to go and check this out is because it's the highest vantage point you can get in Istanbul. This tower literally overlooks the entire city, and it's quite an amazing view. However, because of the cost and the fact that the line was wrapping around the building, we decided not to do it on this trip. If you want to get the view, get here early in the morning. And don't worry if this is out of your budget range as well. There are plenty of other places you can go to get some great views. Sometimes you just have to walk a little bit. We're going to get breakfast at a place that hasn't been shown yet. We know it hasn't been shown because it's practically brand new.
It just opened 10 days ago.
And this is Chef Ali. So he's going to be our chef taking care of this morning. We're looking forward to it. Costa is a hotel and restaurant. In our description below, we have a Google Map links to it and all the other sites that we are visiting while in Istanbul, Turkey, which you'll be able to see in this video and our next one. This is how you get their menu. They have a table all set up for us and have been promising us an authentic Turkish breakfast, which we've been looking forward to. And by what we can see, they are not going to disappoint. Nothing could have prepared us for this amount of food. However, in Turkey, this is about the standard. Breakfast here is one of those things that you don't just sit down and eat and go about your day. Breakfast is something you sit down, relax, and take your time to enjoy. And that is what we're about to do. That was really good. It cost us a total of 940 Turkish lira. So that's actually a reasonable price. This is at Costa and it was definitely worth it. So
very nice.
Come here and get yourself some Turkish breakfast.
Thank you. Thank you, chef.
Awesome. Thank you, chef.
Thank you.
We have our
Takeaway.
because there was so much food we just couldn't eat it.
They packed up the very last of it for us, which was nice.
Yeah, and that was so worth what we paid for it. 940 Turkish lira.
About $33.
If that is too much breakfast for you, have no fear. There are plenty of other choices for breakfast right here in Turkey, like this one. And speaking of other views, next we're going to head over to the river walk. There's actually an area that has a nice little park that runs along it that is right along the river on this side of the river. The reason we're going here is because this is going to take us to a bridge that we really want to walk across. We'll show you why in just a moment. But for now, take a look at this view. Popular park, great views overlooking the river, plenty to see. And it leads us into another category, which is you can actually catch a tourist boat ride up and down the river if that's what you're looking for. The other thing is they have a couple of restaurants that run right along here that are quite interesting. We recommend checking them out for yourself. Menus are set out for each one of the restaurants out here. So when you're walking along this really big boardwalk, you can see if there's anything that you might want to eat. Our objective right now is to get onto that bridge. There's 2 levels of that bridge. Top level is like cars and walking and stuff like that, but the bottom level has restaurants. We really want to check those out. Once you get to this point, you actually have to go up, unless you want to watch the boats for a little while. We're coming up onto the street level to continue crossing the river. Right about here, you go back down the steps and continue looking at the restaurants. If you look up, you'll see all the fishermen with all the lines. We recommend taking the time to walk along each side of the bridge. The reason is because there's restaurants on both sides of it, and each one of the restaurants has their own unique style and menu. Once we made it to the far end of the bridge, we noticed that there was a couple of places that were selling food, and this was a very popular area at this time. It's about dinner time right now, and as you can see, a lot of people are in the area trying to get themselves some food. And just when you think you're getting to the end, it turns. And there's so much more. What we're gonna do now is go outside to see if we can escape some of these crowds a little bit, or if not, see what we can find out here. These kind of crowds are not for the faint of heart, but if you're gonna be doing any type of shopping, this is where you wanna go. Once we got out of the main area, it seemed like the crowds went down a little bit, so it was easier to do some more leisurely shopping. And yet, everything seemed to be just as cool. Even though we had to climb up a couple of hills, it was worth it to come up this high because we're going to the Grand Bazaar next. As we were going to the Grand Bazaar, it seemed as if the crowd started to pick up again. It's as if people would rather take a taxi to get up here than walk. Considering it's all uphill, that's completely understandable. Once we made it inside the Grand Bazaar, it was easy to identify the typical bazaar layout. However, the Grand Bazaar had something to bring to the table that the other bazaars didn't really have, and that was the artistic style that was plastered all over this place. That really made it easy to walk through here, even though we weren't looking to buy anything. At least there was something to keep us entertained. You can't go to Turkey without trying some Turkish delights, and this is the place we went to get those. We're really excited to try these for the first time.
I don't know what that was, but it's good.
It's not what I was expecting.
Ooh, pomegranate and pistachio. You can tell they're very fresh too.
Pomegranate's really good. I would definitely recommend those here. Amazing flavor on that one. Okay, I don't know what flavor that was, but that was also really good. Next is the rose. We actually did a rose soda when we were in India. It's a really interesting video, so you should check that out. But because of the flavor of that, I'm hesitant to try this.
Oh, it's
But I still
really
want to try it.
tasty.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm encouraged. Let's try it.
They're all so good and so fresh. This is
Okay.
definitely the place to get your Turkish delights.
It does taste like rose, but it's not bad. It's a little sweet, but not overpoweringly sweet. Yeah, I could do that. Last one.
Because we're gonna have baklava now.
That
Look at this.
that was really good too. But my favorite was the pomegranate, and now we're going into the baklava.
Baklava. That is so good.
My turn. Wow. I've never tried anything like that. That's
So delicious.
okay. I feel like I've been to Turkey now. That was incredible. There's so much to explore. This is just a part of what we started to see here in Istanbul. If you can't tell by the noise in the background,
There's a lot of people here right now.
definitely a lot of people.
Wow, so we are going to head out right now because we have some more things to show you.
But you're going to have to come back next week for part 2.
And if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you.
And stay tuned as we continue to travel around the world, taking you along with us. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so that you can continue to follow along with us as we continue on this adventure.
And as always, squeeze the day and be well.